Good morning. It just started raining again. It rained all night and I thought that it had let up, so I set out on a morning walk to enjoy the beautiful overcast sky and listen to all the spring songbirds. And it just started raining on me again right when I got ready to start the videos. This might be a little shorter than normal, but I would like to use this wonderful landscape, this beautiful climate. I love cloudy, rainy weather, by the way. It's my favorite. I want to use this to talk to you about something a little heavy this morning. Just the other night, someone very close to me, one of the people that I cherish the most, someone who unfortunately I've never met in person because she lives in Australia. But she's been a friend of mine for a decade, and we've shared a lot together, and she shared with me very recently some ugly stories about her past, some unfortunate abuses within her family that perpetuate till this day. She's around 30. And she confessed to me how black-pilled and how full of anger and hatred she was, and how hard it was to keep going and to try to care about our people at large, even about her own community or state or country, because of how jaded she is, because of all the abuses that she's had, all of the terrible people she's around, and she just has completely given up hope. Because she says that everyone in her country, everybody in her family is just a dumb, evil piece of crap that doesn't deserve a future. And I counseled her for over an hour on this. And it led me to making this video because I need to talk about conviction. Conviction is a word sadly so far gone that many of you watching might not even fully understand what it means. So we're going to talk about what it is to have meaning, purpose, and drive today. Being convicted means having unchanging vigor, unchanging drive towards something that matters bigger than you, and you're not going to come off that no matter what. That's having conviction in something. And we need to be convicted about our civilization, our people at large, our people not at large, our family, our local community, our church, etc. Being convicted means you are going to have to suck up personal experiences that make you want to quit. It means that even if you had an abusive father, like I did, even if you had an abusive mother, like she did, even if you had horrible people in your family that wanted to give up on you, that would be snide and petty and shallow and low IQ about stuff just because they enjoyed watching you suffer, because they wanted the social points to look better at church or to other family members, that happened to both of us. This happens to people all around the world, in every country, of every race, of every religion. There's a reason why you have to understand bell curve, you have to understand the darker parts of human nature, and realize that for every negative, there's also a positive. But the media, news, and even in our own minds, we don't keep alive the positive things because they make us feel good and it feels correct and it doesn't stand out as an outlier. All the negative things, all the abuses laid upon us, all the cruelties, all the unfair things, those stand out in our minds because of how unpleasant they are. So, to have conviction, it requires, in my opinion, a more elevated concept of scope and understanding your place in the great order of things. I think that when you take into account what it takes just to make a subdivision or a community, you've got to have laborers, planners, builders, electricians, plumbers, people that know how to put in septic tanks and make those work with the local water table, with the local soil type, with all the local microbe life. Then you take into account ranchers and farmers, all the little things that go into making all of this work. That stuff you might not ever even think about, but all those are positive things. Positive expressions of our people, large in a way that you can't comprehend easily. All of the great things in our civilization are because of the people of our civilization. And if everyone was just a shallow, bell curve, petty idiot, none of this would work and we wouldn't have any of this. So, as bad as things are in government, as bad as things are on the world stage, and even as bad as things might be for you personally, you can't just black pill. You can't give up. Also, you can't clear pill and just say, well, it's not my fault. It's not on my shoulders. I'm just going to check out and enjoy life. No, you can't be that way either. You have to stay convicted and stay on point and stay on message. The more of us that just check out, the faster everything that we have in life is going to crumble. Maybe it's going to crumble anyway. Maybe. But maybe not. And so this is why I encourage you listening at home, you listening while you're at the gym, you, my friend in Australia, you have to remain convicted in the things that we should believe in, a higher purpose, reaching for the stars, both physically and metaphysically. You need to believe that our people, Western kind, all of us, from Italians to Icelandic people, that we created and contributed to the greatest civilization that's ever existed on this planet. It's because of us. That spark, those genetics, those ideas, those still resonate with our biospirit between all of us. We keep that alive until we're gone. And so, that's where I'm going to leave this. You need to be convicted, because if we give up, then we have no future at all. Look around you at how through bioleninism, all of the other types of anti-whiteism, all of the different, quote, progressive ideas and institutions, look what they have done to us just in the last 40 or 50 years. Now is not the time to fall asleep at the wheel or just take a sleeping pill and say, I'm going to sleep through this. This is a bad episode. No. We are on a plane that is being fought over. Half the people that look like they're winning just want to crash the plane into a mountain. The other half seem to want to fly us all to a prison we can't escape. The time to take a nap is not now. The time to take control of the damn plane is now. So care about stuff. Care about yourself. Care about your family around you. I'm not saying that everybody has to be a political activist. I tried that. It's not for me. I don't like that stuff. I feel like it's too close to the dog and pony show of the bread and circus magic show that we're all supposed to pay attention to. It ain't for me. But if you like America First, if you're part of the Let's Reclaim the Republican Party and you think you can make a difference that way, go ahead. Do it. Do anything that will maybe make a difference and maybe let us take control of this plane, because asshole number one wants to fly us into a mountain, asshole two wants to fly us all to prison. So help do anything you can to encourage the people on the plane to not let one of those two assholes be able to fly the plane. So that's what you have to be convicted about, is doing something in your life that matters and not giving up. Having conviction. Even if your family is bad, even if every person that you know is just some vapid NPC idiot, that doesn't mean everyone is. That's not true. And remember, the polling data we see, the figures that we see fed to us on the media, they're bullshit. They have to be. We know that. Everything else these people present to us from experts and offices and all this other shit, they've proven to us time and time again just in the last 3 years that they're full of shit. And their data is bunk. Sometimes even fabricated, pull out of their ass live on air. So you can't let things bigger than you break your personal conviction and break your commitment to being the best that you can for your people on the small scale and your people on a large scale. Don't do it. Maybe you just want to build a trading post and have a small, quiet country life like me. I would love to get some people to move to this area, which I'm working on right now, and to get them to build with me on a local level and just have a functional small community of people that get it, of people that know about media lies and anti-whiteism and all this stuff. Have Yizz's Go Free trading post. Maybe one day there will be a Go Free, I don't know, cafe or a Go Free pizza place. I've got all these great ideas, but no one here will build with me. But I can't give up. Like, I've been trying to build here for 2 years. I have a couple of takers that don't even live here. And they're trying to get the money and the wherewithal to move here and build with me. That's nothing. My beloved little husband, he's a great little guy, but motivated or caring, he is not. Am I going to leave him? No. I love him. I made a commitment to him 13 and a half years ago now. I'm not going to leave him. But at the same time, I'm not going to give up on everyone else either. I can't do that. I can't let this go. I want you to think about what keeps me awake at night when I think about quitting having a public voice. When the malaise of my mother and her husband and my aunt and her friends and the church group that I go to with my mother and my husband and his father and all those people, they all say to me, Yizz, you just need to give this up. Yizz, you're not going to make a difference. Yizz, it's not going to work. Government's just evil. Just pray to God. Just give up. Every time that I lay in bed, sad and crying at night, wanting to give up, do you know what I think? What if in 40 years, 20 years, 10 years, there's an anti-white hate mob burning this field to the ground, and they have my mother hung from that tree over there? And my husband and I are next. They've gotten us beaten to almost unconsciousness, and they're going to kill us to take our land because I'm a white person that won't relent to the anti-white narrative. And that mob is going to kill me. I don't want my last thought before that happens to be, what if I would have just? What if I would have just given more flyers? What if I would have just had one more event? What if I would have just made one more video or done one more live stream or sent one more email encouraging someone to not give up or to build personally, to build parallel, to build on a grand scale? What if I wouldn't have given up 10 or 12 years ago? What if I would have just done one more thing? Then maybe I wouldn't be here watching my ancestral homeland be burned, and I'm going to be murdered by the anti-white hate mob. That's what keeps me convicted and keeps me going, is fear of that being my last thought. Maybe that'll convict you too. So stay convicted. We have to not give up. We have to be emboldened and empowered. We have to have righteous indignation and fury at what's being done to our civilization and our people. It's not something gradual. It's not something natural. I know that every great civilization in history has signs of slowing degeneracy, increasing degeneracy, slowing birth rates, all the things that we are plagued by. But the difference between all of that and now is they didn't have an active, hostile group intent on pushing all of those problems and making them worse with specific intent to destroy a people at a genetic level and destroy a civilization at a societal level. We have that now. Don't let them win. We have to be angry and righteous in the correct, constructive ways. I don't want my last thought to haunt me like that. And maybe you don't either now that I've put that idea in your head. Be convicted, be motivated, and we can't give up, because that is exactly what our oppressors, what our tormentors, the anti-whites, want us to do. They want us to be disenfranchised, to give up, and lose conviction. And with that being said, I hope you all have a lovely week. Speak the truth to all who have the ears to hear it. Goodbye, and God bless.